Underneath all of the business models and marketing plans and product development strategies and customer experience is a collective humanity. So it makes sense that there are elements of being a human that start to creep into the organization or into our brand. One of the biggest ones we see is an existential crisis, which is essentially you don't know who you are. What happens, however, is that many entrepreneurs or founders or organizations go out to the marketplace hoping that the market will tell them who they are. And they don't. They'll either ignore you or they'll misposition you. So just like solving an existential crisis of yourself, it's the same three things that apply to your brand. Number one is you have to know who you are. You have to know your identity. We call this your intrinsic brand, and it's made up of things like your beliefs and standards and how you live your life, your point of view, your worldview. The second thing is you need to know your mission. Not a mission statement, but the thing you're here to do that only you can do. Whether that's you as an individual or you as a collective group of people in an organization. Mission is the taproot of the brand. It's the thing that is grounded no matter what happens out in the marketplace. It's one of the singular biggest things you can do to not have an existential crisis, because you can always return to your mission like a North Star. And then third is you need to know your worth. And, in an individual situation, your worth is related to almost more of a spiritual thing, as there's a sense of pricelessness or worthiness or enoughness, if you will. But the same thing applies to your brand. You have to know and believe that what you're doing in the world is of value and is worthy of whatever pricing structure you're putting into it. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do market research or you should overprice yourself or any of that, but it does mean you shouldn't underprice yourself, because once you lower your value, you lower the way that you present your products and services to the world. When you lower the value, it actually produces more of an existential crisis. So what we encourage you to do is to examine these things within yourself. If you're the founder of an organization and you lead a bunch of people, you need to get this shit right within yourself. If you're a thought leader, solo entrepreneur, even more important, because I guarantee you, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what your mission is, if you don't believe in your worth, that is leaching out into the brand experience, whether it's your website copy or the experience that your clients have or the way you show up on social media. There's always a swirl of that existential crisis until it gets resolved. The good news is that you have all of the answers inside of you. You do know who you are. You do know what your mission is with enough contemplativeness, and you do know your own worth, again, with some inner digging. Of course, if you need help with that inner digging, we're happy to help. That's what we do. And once you find that place in you, that unbreakable place in you, then everyone around you will notice. And really, that's the whole point of having a brand.